What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
So there were two UFC events, TUF, the Ultimate Fighter finale, which I did not give a shit about. It was heavyweights and men's heavyweight, women's featherweight, which is nice because those are definitely two divisions in the UFC that are light. Definitely didn't even see the fight on the radar. Just seems like it came out of nowhere. It was headlined by Kamaru Usman versus Rafael dos Anjos. Usman won it by Usman's style of, just tons of pressure. Dos Anjos had some moments, but for the most part, it was Usman, either with his wrestling. He definitely has more of a violent, like Randy Couture kind of dirty boxing style, where he'll like get you clinched either up on the fence or whatever on the cage, but he'll clinch up with you and then just throw elbows, throw uppercuts, just throw just vicious stuff from just chest to chest. So much like Randy Couture. Now Randy Couture was like the white heavyweight version of that, where he'd kind of get people on the fence, and kind of sneak his punches up, and get a lot of damage or deliver a lot of damage that way. Excuse me. So Usman, we'll see if he goes to a title. The welterweight division's log jam at the moment with everything going on. So we'll see where Usman goes. He's undefeated, but his style isn't necessarily the most exciting. It's almost like Khabib in a lot of ways. Khabib generally gets people down and then starts pounding on him, where Kamaru will just do it from the clinch. But still kind of that grinding, wearing style where it goes to a decision. Not a lot of finishes. I don't know. Let me see if he has any what his finishes. He's had only one loss back in CFA. What year is this? It doesn't say. No, it does. 2013. So 5 years ago he lost, but he's won. He was in Legacy for a while, Ultimate Fighter finale. He won that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 8 straight in UFC. And decision. He does have one KO against Sergio Moraes, one submission, and then way back in Legacy he has some TKOs, which I would imagine is like ground and pound for his style. So a lot of decisions, though. He's gone out of his all of his UFC fights except for one have gone to a decision. Generally a sign of not the most exciting fighter. Not that he's boring. He doesn't like just lay on people, which there's some, Hendricks was known for that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Colby Covington, or there's a lot of good matchups in that division. It's just so many up at that top spot. Although I think next couple month, there's the welterweight championship. But for the heavyweights, Juan Francisco Diapa won it. Just totally. He's a big dude. And he was fighting a guy that looked more like Tank Abbott. Not Tank Abbott. Am I saying? I think, yeah, Tank Abbott. I'm thinking of the right guy. But he held in. He was surviving. When he got to his feet, he was, trying to land damage without getting taken down. But it was just, Juan had so much top game, so much defense. He got a straight arm lock in the first round. And then Macy Chiasson won in dominant fashion also in the women's featherweight. She got a rear naked choke in the second. So I didn't watch all of the fights. I only watched a few of them on that fight card. But decent fights. I came in when Brian Caraway lost. He complained about getting kicked in the dick when it was clearly a gut. He got a foot to the gut. Whatever. Caraway's never been... He's not very active. So it's hard to be a fan of his, even though he wins. He's a pretty solid fighter, but I don't really care. Pedro Munoz beat him. And good win. I think he's on a run also. But let's move on. I only watched a few of these fights also. Junior Dos Santos versus Tuivasa. Dos Santos was losing that fight. Tuivasa got a little bit careless in the second round and, was able to get taken down, and Junior kind of finished it, pretty much finished it. Kind of an easy stoppage, but he was mounted. He wasn't doing anything. It was kind of a tough spot, and it was only second round. It's not like it was late where, Junior could have punched himself out necessarily. Wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of that somewhere down the line, but I thought Tuivasa was going to win it, but Dos Santos did. But not impressed. It wasn't like an impressive victory. He got hurt. He got hurt in that fight. He was not looking good. Then Shogun fucking somehow beat Tyson Pedro. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't looking good either. And then all of a sudden, Justin Willis, Mark Hunt, didn't see that one, but Hunt lost. I guess Justin had a pretty dominant. I did get to see the first fight of the main card, Jimmy Crute versus Paul Craig. Paul Craig, another one of those fights where he's just surviving, but instead of pulling it out at the last second, he actually lost towards the end of the third round. And then I missed those ones in between. But overall, good fights. A lot of decisions, it looks like, so I don't know how fun that card was. But wasn't really necessarily looking forward to many of these fights, but a few of them, the ones I saw, I'm glad I saw. But now I'm going to make some picks. UFC, we got a stacked pay-per-view coming up. UFC 231, headlined by Max Holloway and Brian Ortega. Finally, it's happening. I hope Max Holloway wins, but I love both of these guys. I just love Holloway as a champion. I would love him to win, right? But be a great fight. So maybe do a rematch with Ortega. I'd love a rubber match situation, but I'd love it like if Ortega lost and then he had to fight a couple times while Holloway maybe defended his belt against other people. I don't know. I don't know how long Holloway's staying in the division. I hope he makes weight. I hope he's healthy. But I love Max Holloway. But Brian Ortega is just amazing also. So I don't know who's going to win. I could see Ortega winning this, but I could easily see Max Holloway just dominant. Like what he did, especially the second time he fought Aldo, was just, he just way outclassed him. When Aldo looked great in his last fight. Actually maybe he lost. I don't remember. Then we have Valentina Shevchenko fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk for the flyweight title. I think Shevchenko's got this all day. She's coming down from 135, so she's going to be the bigger fighter. Joanna's coming up from 115. Shevchenko, challenged for the title. She was upper echelon at 135, so coming down where she was small at 135. So coming down to 125, I think she's got Joanna. I just think Joanna's possibly taken too much damage. They both had long careers, but Joanna's, in her past few fights, she's taken a lot of damage. Knocked out, and then, I think she got finished in the second one, too, with Rose. Then there's Alex Oliveira. That's not Cowboy, right? No. Yes, it is. Brazilian Cowboy versus Gunnar Nelson. I got Oliveira in this one. The Gunner's good, but he gets caught, man. I think it's just he doesn't keep his hands up. So, yeah, I'll go Oliveira and then Jimmy Manuwa over Thiago Santos. It looks like it's a stacked card. I could go through this whole thing, but I don't have time. New episodes of this show do come out every day. Make sure you subscribe everywhere podcasts are found. Binge the show over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. InspiredDisorder.com for all of my artwork and t-shirts like the one I'm wearing here. Save 50% with coupon code THANKS18. That's the number 18. Save 50%. I'm at Ray Taylor everywhere on social media. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!